Hey everyone, Kiki here with Kannon Studios. Thank you again for joining me with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be building the Daybreaker Shield from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which pairs with the Scimitar of the Seven sword that I have been working on. So I went ahead and started the shield so that I can paint them both at the same time. And I really do appreciate all the recent support my page has been getting. So I hope you guys enjoy this build as well in this video. Thanks guys! So if you are interested in the scimitar build, I already have part 1 and 2 out, where basically I get to this point in the build. And this piece is also part of the sheath that I wasn't able to finish for part 2, so I'm just showcasing it on my Daybreaker video. For the Zelda costume I am working on, it is a mashup of various Zeldas throughout different games. And I decided to incorporate this from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because I really liked the way that these pieces looked. So I'm making this in Blender, and I started making Blender tutorials, and I already have a few out. If you want to check those out, I will be making more for my series, and I've definitely improved. So I'm excited about how fast I was able to get this model out. So this is the shield finished. I'm super happy with how it came out. I can definitely tell I'm getting a better. So this print was a 19-hour print. So it's a super long print, and I just wanted to pause to check in on it and make sure all my supports and everything looked good before I continued. And as you can see, it looks like it's forming really well. So it looked like it was about right. So then I was just able to continue on with the print, and I was lucky that all of my 4 19-hour prints came out perfectly fine. So that was good. Actually, all my prints came out good. So hopefully I won't have to reprint anything. I should knock on wood, and hopefully assembling all this goes smoothly. So here are one of the 19-hour print edge pieces, and these are the tallest pieces that I can really fit on the printer. As you can see, it literally goes all the way down into the tank. I'm definitely happy that I took the deal with getting 2 of the Jupiter printers through Lego while they offered it, even though it did take a little bit longer because of COVID to get the printers. It's definitely paying off to have both of them. And for my flex plates, I like to use Wham Bam. Basically, I just don't print directly on my build plate. So that's just the preferred flex plates that I use, and I have them on all my printers, and they've been working great for me so far. As far as my supports go, sometimes I like to take them off before or after. It just depends on what I'm doing. I don't personally feel like there's a wrong or right way. It just kind of depends on the cleanup process or how fragile my piece is. So I think I have a video on the wash and cure station, and I kind of go over my cleaning process. So I have basically 2 buckets. I have my first wash bucket, which is pretty dirty, and then I have my second one, which isn't as dirty. And as you can tell, I definitely need a bigger bucket at this point for some of my larger pieces because they are a little bit harder to clean. And then after that, I put them in the Iligu wash station. And this has been working out pretty good. I know that these pieces are kind of long, so they are sticking out. But after I set them in one way, I just kind of flip them and then do them on the opposite. And I decided to make the round caps on the shield separate, so it would just be easier to paint these pieces. So they're just going to act as little tiny caps that go around the edge of the shield on the top and the back. And I know I said I was going to update my chip box, but I still have my chip box. I've just been too busy for making something new. So basically for my bigger pieces that don't fit in my Iligu cure station, I put in my chip box, and most everything will either fit in my Iligu cure station or my big resin box. So now starting on sanding, which is a semi-long process, but it's not too terrible. I don't go any rougher than 180, and I might use 180 only to kind of get off
something that might be like particularly rough or some type of blemish, and then I'll just work my way up until I do some various wet sanding to get a nice smooth finish before priming. And for the backs on these, I'm using a sanding block just to get some of the extra crud off the back. This side won't be seen, so it doesn't really need to look as pretty. And I'm also letting them sit out in the sun for a little while just to get some extra curing. And here are the pieces that came out so far, and they are starting to look good. So now I'm starting with the assembly process, and some of my holes are just a little tight, so I'm going to drill them just to add in some extra room, and then I'm going to file down my pegs to get off any residue from the supports so that they fit in. And this is basically how I'm going to be puzzling my shield together. So I'm just testing fitment to see how well they look aligned, and I'm going to try to get them this close together as possible before I have to start any cleanup process. I'm going to be using resin to fuse these pieces together. I have a video on it, but I have an update video coming out next week. So if you decide to use this method, definitely make sure that the UV light can get to the resin so that it does cure. This process I just personally like to use. However, there are many other methods to adhere resin pieces together, and this way might not always be the best for what project you're doing.
So thank you guys for hanging out and sticking through the video. This is as far as I got on my shield so far. I'm really happy with how it is coming out, and I appreciate you guys watching the video. So feel free to look for part 2 for the shield to see how it comes along. Thanks guys.